by the name Baba D.
And you're tuned into Rapid TV. And I love Rapid TV.
Shout out to
Rapid TV.
Thank you, Rapid TV. Please keep watching
Rapid TV. This is Rapid TV.
Rapid TV.
Keep watching.
Keep it down.
Leave it like that.
All right, welcome back. It's still a beautiful morning and hope you had a great time on sports. And of course, joining Daisy and Michael on Insta Circle at about 8:30. I am back as I promised. I always skip to my words. And of course, I did tell you that this morning I'm going to be joined by a guest, a doctor. We haven't had a doctor this week. And we're talking about the relevance of medical checks, regular medical checks. And I'm going to also be asking him some questions when last he did his own regular personal checks. I have Dr. Ifeonu Tosin Cesar. It's so great to have you on the show.
Good morning.
All right.
Great to be on the show too.
Okay, so let's start from, as a person, how often are you supposed to check yourself, like medically?
Okay, it depends on a lot of things. Depends on your age. Depends on your body size. It depends on the type of work you do, how you stress yourself, your routine. But basically, 6 months, once in 6 months is fine.
Once in 6 months?
Yeah.
Isn't that a long time for something to happen to you?
Yeah, because most of the illnesses that get to affect us takes an incubation period, a gestation period. So within that period, it can be discovered. Yeah.
Okay, so I know that we're going to be having some checks. We are graced with you guys, your presence. We're going to having some checks this morning,
Yes.
checking our vitals. When people say, talking about vitals, what are these areas that are considered vitals in the body? Because some persons just hear the word and it sounds very big to them. They don't know, okay, where's my vital exactly?
Okay, like in a car, when you want to drive out, I was taught when I started learning how to drive a car, if you have found some things you check in the morning, those things you are checking, they are the vital things that you check in the morning that can actually cause, if a defect in those things, it can actually cause a damage to the car or to your movement. Like a defect, like if you have to check your water,
Yeah.
you have to check your oil, you have to check the temperature, you have even check the gearbox oil and the rest of them. So vitals are the first most important things in your body, that what you should always check, that what actually breaks down, I'm trying to use the layman term, what actually breaks down first of all when we are ill. So these are things like the blood pressure, the blood sugar, those are your vitals, your body temperature, your pulse, and those are just important vitals in the body. Your blood pressure, your blood sugar, your cholesterol level, your pulse. Those are basic vitals in the body.
Okay, so now you're already making me, I'm already, because the last time I checked mine, okay, so yeah, I do regular checks, but I think these ones you've mentioned, I think I did body mass, and okay, so that's like your size, the size of your body matching your weight.
Yes.
And your, is it heartbeat or something like that? Heart rate or something like that?
Yes. And again, sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
Checking your weight should be something that your body mass shouldn't be something we have to go down to the hospital to do. Should have these things at home. These are like basic things you should have in your home.
Doctor, these things are expensive now in the market.
But they are a necessity.
But you say 6 months now. Did you say 6 months?
But you can go big in a month. You can go bigger in a month. In 3 weeks, even in a week, you can go bigger.
Okay. So the good thing now is that throughout this week we've been doing a lot of things when it comes to our health segment on the show. We've been talking about fatty liver, talking about cholesterol, talking about body weight, and the rest of them. These are things that, like you said, you could jump out of your former weight in 3 weeks, 2 weeks if you can. So what are the essentials? So some people say, okay, how can I check my weight every day? I don't have this. Are there other ways you can, what's the word now, improvise? I don't have what it takes to check my blood pressure every day or every week or something, except I go to a hospital or a pharmacy, and you're saying you should have all this, what are other ways that you can check these things to know if there's something wrong with your body?
Okay, basically, we have to use the machines for them. Now, I want to use myself as an example. Like, I notice increase in weight very fast, but I don't notice it within a period of 2 weeks, no.
On yourself?
On myself. I'll notice it like in 3 weeks' time, I'll notice, guy, like I've been getting fat or I've lost some amount of weight.
How do you notice?
I know, okay, like from the way I breathe, my breath. When I become bigger, I can practically hear it.
Okay.
I can hear them. I can hear myself breathe. Then when I go slimmer, it will become very, very quiet. And also my belt. That's a general thing. The holes in my belt. So that's also one of the ways I know. And the way my body moves very, very fast. When I'm very active, when I become sluggish, I notice I'm finding it difficult to maybe stand up or get to my reflexes are very fast. So if they're no longer that fast, I know that something is slowing me down and I'll not have added weight. But generally, you can only check all these things with the machines. You cannot be relying on these signals. What if I'm not emotionally available within that 3 weeks? I've been very busy. That was like 4 months ago that we were doing a health sensitization program with the Kogi state government. For a month, I didn't feel myself. It was after 1 month I noticed that I didn't feel my body throughout this period because I was very busy. So sometimes you don't, in fact, you don't have to rely on these alternative indicators. You have to go and get the machine. Like these BP monitors now, there's actually an ongoing, I don't know if I should say it here, but there's actually an ongoing collaboration with Ministry of Health and a lot of HMOs that have at least subsidized these things for people to get them.
Okay.
If you should not be an adult above the age of 30 without having a BP monitor at home. You should not have a glucometer at home. At least you check your blood pressure to check your blood sugar. In fact, that's why you see anytime somebody has a health emergency, when you come into the hospital, these are the first things they will check. So why not get these things? They are cheaper now, 45,000, 50,000. You can get them.
45,000 is it cheaper? Some people have not have food to eat. Oh.
No, yes, we are all in the same. We are all in the same boat. But when we say this 45,000, at least compared to the effect it's going to give you, it's going to prevent a lot of things. And if you don't prevent them, it's going to cause. There's a lot of effect if you default in these things. So it's better to pay that 50,000 than to be struggling for your life. So that's just it.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So we've had a couple of people, ask certain questions, and thank God that you're here. So you're going to answer some of these questions for me.
Okay.
So the first one is, how do you describe when a person wakes up in the morning and they feel very lazy? Like, so they are wide awake, they are on the bed, but they feel lazy to stand up. So it's more like they can't stand up from the bed, but they are awake, but they feel like there's no bone inside of them. They're just so weak. Meanwhile, they just woke up from sleep. So you are supposed to be refreshed when you wake up from sleep, right? But this one, they feel like they've been utilized while sleeping.
Okay.
So how do you explain that? What's the cause of that?
Okay, a lot of basically, from best of my knowledge, some things can cause it. Number one is I need to ask the person one-on-one if this pattern has been a recurring thing, if it started recently, it has been there all along, and maybe the person is just tired of it. I need to stop doing this thing I'm doing. Because why I'm asking this, because sometimes, the body learns. Your body is a computer. Anything that you bring to the body, one of the attributes of man is adaptation. If you come into a smelly room, before you know, you will not perceive this bad odor because your body has adjusted. So sometimes this person has lived this particular life for a very long period of time, whereby in the morning, others are waking up to go and do one or two things, and your body is already used to having another breakdown even after coming from sleep. So the body is just playing what it has learned within a period of time. And again, another thing that can also cause it also weak immune system.
How do you mean weak immune system?
If the immune system is practically weak, the immune system is not going to be able to be active in the morning for you to do a lot of things. You understand? If you are weak practically, like there's something actually weakening the body from the inside, because it's not a normal occurrence. A normal human being, once you are up from bed, you should be up and going.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So if the immune system is weak, and the person might be sick, they might be on an underlying illness that the person has not gone to check up. That can also be affecting it.
What could this underlying sickness be? Do you have any
A lot
suggestions?
of things can cause it. A lot of things can cause it. I don't want to create any panic, but a lot of things can cause it. But it's best to check. But normally, that thing occurs if the person has been living like that for a long period of time. You cannot just an active person that has not been living in that type of life. It just comes up. Either the person has started developing high blood pressure, which is not even feasible, because at least you will be having signals that you will need to go and check.
And what are the signals for high blood pressure?
Some people get twitching of muscles. Some people get dizzy. When I mean twitching of muscles, behind the neck, behind the ears, close to the neck here, on this region. Your ears. Just
your ear. Okay.
Some people get start becoming overly sweaty. Some people get very weak in the morning. Yeah, different. The way it responds to people are different. Why some people even be at. I've seen somebody that went to do a health check in the company. We checked the person. The person was around 185. That was the systolic. The diastolic was over 120, and she was not even feeling anything. She was not feeling headache. She was not feeling anything. She was normal. And she said that was what killed her dad. But her dad didn't even feel anything, any strain. Just woke up in the morning doing every normal chores, and he just fell down and he died.
That brings me to my next question. We've had this situation a lot of times. You say, oh, this person was so healthy, he just slept and did not wake up. Oh, this person just collapsed, and before I rushed to the hospital, this person died. What could be this? Because we've seen lots of young people experience that, and it has become a huge concern to people. Is it that young people are no longer healthy, or what is going on?
Okay. Everybody's healthy. We are all healthy. Now, the issue of somebody just crashing and dying, a lot of things can also cause it.
Don't tell me spiritual. You're a doctor.
No, I'm not even good. We are being realistic here now.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of things can cause it, but most times it can actually be cardiac arrest. The blood pressure has gone to a level. It has exceeded the limit which that person's body can carry. Like me, I've noticed my limit of blood pressure. At least my body might not react because I am big. I know if you are hypertensive, if you are big, big people tend to have an increase in blood pressure, and their body tends to have the capacity to carry it. So a pressure that I will have and I will not be having symptoms like headache, like if I get to a point that I'll be having it, if you get to that same point, you might be over the roof.
Don't say me.
No, I say somebody,
yeah, okay.
So what you are asking about, yes, high increase in blood pressure, a constant or a prolonged increase in blood pressure can cause that person to be walking, not knowing that is a walking corpse.
Wow.
And it's actually cardiac arrest that can cause it. A spike in the blood pressure. And this spike doesn't just normally come. That's why regular checkups are very good. If you know that you are prone to you have it in the family, or you have gotten it maybe through your the nature of your job, because you can also get it from the family, which is hereditary. You can get it from your lifestyle, from your job. If you maintain a particular lifestyle that can trigger it for 10 to 15 years, you can become hypertensive. So that can also cause that person to have that issue, to be walking and slump.
Slump?
Yes. People cardiac arrest a spike in the blood pressure, serious spike, can cause the person to slump instantly.
Okay, so this is a very funny one. I have some other questions I want to throw at you, regarding to some common questions that people ask, regarding to their health before, because I can't wait to participate in the health check of today. Thank you, Rapid TV. Thank you, Dr. Tosin. Because I have plenty things to check. You check my leg, you check my finger, you check my hand, you check my everything. Is it not health check? Are they not vital? All right. So there is this notion that when you eat, you're meant to be tired. Is that a medical condition, or is it normal? Because I don't think it's normal, but some persons believe it's normal. So for those people who think that it's normal, I have always seen it from that, oh, there's something not healthy about you, that you eat and you feel tired, you just want to sleep. Is that a normal thing?
Okay, are we talking about, because this English is very difficult. Are you talking about tiredness or laziness?
Both. You just feel weak in your body after eating. You just want to sleep. And you see people when they're done, like, I just want sleep. Everything they have to do
that person
is
at
done.
that point in time. What that person wants to do is just wants to rest and relax. That person is not. You know what you mean by
normal?
He is actually, for some people. That's why I say it depends on how you have trained yourself. Like me, if I eat, I am asleep.
Okay.
No, it's not that I cannot. If I have a pressing thing to do, I cannot do it.
It's not a kind of a type of diabetes.
No. Diabetes. We are talking about sugar here. Insulin.
Okay.
Yeah. So we are going to get to that part though. So it's not. No. Has nothing to. Even before the insulin kicks in, it's not immediately. So it's not the insulin that wants to break down the sugar that is actually making you to know. No.
Okay.
So it's actually it's not a condition, but I believe it's something that you have done within a long period of time. That's why it's best advised the type of food you eat at a particular time. Like if you want to eat heavy in the morning, you tend to feel these symptoms you are talking about. You will not want, no matter how active you have not been like that, I believe so. But no matter how active you are, if I give you 2 bowl bowls of semo now to eat with a goosey, you will feel tired after it because you just know that your body needs to break down this food. But we are talking when we talk about when there's a life-threatening issue, you just finish eating, okay, because you are tired, you had a gunshot, you cannot run. So it's not actually a medical condition.
Okay.
It's actually is a normal thing, and depending on the type of food you eat at a particular time of the day.
Okay.
That's why breakfast is always good to eat light one. Then, like me, I eat like a king in the afternoon. Then in the night, I tend to eat very small. So
okay. So there's a very controversial question, which is breakfast necessary?
okay.
We need answer to this. We need to solve this problem.
There's a senior colleague of mine.
Okay.
In fact, he started being a senior colleague right from my secondary school days, a Proco doctor.
Oh, okay.
We attended the same secondary school, St. Michael Anglican Church College in Lagos. Even his wife, Chiamaka, she cooks. She's also a friend. Attended the same secondary school. So he was one that opened my eye to that thing. He said, that talk about breakfast being the most important, it was actually, it's not medically. It's not a medical term.
Okay.
It's actually an advertising word by a cereal producing company. Because they want you to make sure that you eat our cereal in the morning.
Okay.
Just like a Coca Oats company say breakfast is the most important. No, but medically it is not. It is not.
So guys, we have solved the long age battle of breakfast is the most. Some people will even guilt trip you. I need to have breakfast, if not I will not function well. It's the most important meal of the day.
But we are not trivializing the fact that you need something in your belly or in your head to kickstart to make your day better. Like some people go to coffee. I love coffee. It makes every part of my being awake. Like I will not be cranky. I'll just be fully awake because I've taken coffee. Some people just like the time I had ulcer, just take maybe 2 or 3 slices of bread. So just make sure that I don't have that bite. I can have my free day and all that.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, we're answering all the health questions. So, before we now go for the physical, practical part after the show. Sorry, you guys cannot be there. All right. So, my next question now is about people who are sleep deprived. Right? I'm a huge fan of sleeping. Sleep. But there are people who are sleep deprived and they don't know what it does to them, and so they're asking questions regarding to sleep deprivation. How does that affect your health?
Okay. First important thing that you need to know that your body can function like a machine for 7 days.
Sorry, come back again.
Your body can function like a machine. Like, okay, let me use the word robot for 7 days.
Wow.
What actually needs sleep in you is your brain.
Oh, okay.
Your brain, and also, okay, let me get to that part later. Your brain needs sleep urgently. That is why if you deprive yourself of sleep, you can start having increase in blood pressure. You can even start having increase in blood sugar. You can start having hallucinations. Medically, you can check. You have your internet, you can check it. You can start having hallucinations. So a lot of things can start coming up, and once you start having increase in blood pressure, be ready for every other thing. A lot of things can come up. You understand? So if you are not sleeping, you are depriving yourself of a complete health, a fully functional body. You can trigger a lot of things without just with you not sleeping. A lot of things can trigger, and if you, because it's better to be hypertensive. I'm not saying it's better to be hypertensive, but when placed in a scale, like okay, should I choose hereditary hypertension or the one that I trigger by myself?
None, please.
If we have these two options, if we have these two options before us, and it's like life or death, you must choose one before you leave the room. So I will choose the one that is hereditary.
Okay.
Because my body is already used. I grew up in it. But when you now deprive yourself of sleep so much, you now induce high blood pressure. You struggle more than the person
that got it from family.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you struggle.
Okay, that makes sense.
Those are the ones that they can start using this particular type of drug, and before a period of time you start hearing it's no longer giving me the effect, because the body is still trying, the drug is still trying to understand the metabolism of the body. It has changed. You now have to change another one.
Oh.
Before you know, after 6 months, 1 year, it's no longer responsive. You have to go back, get another one.
That's dangerous.
And that's, you understand.
So that means hereditary is not better, but
at least it's a
better evil.
It's better evil.
Okay, so when you talked about hallucination and all of that, I smiled because I have a question on that as well. Okay, so my next question is about not hallucination per se, but sleepwalking. Yes, my next question is about sleepwalking. So at what point does a person get to the level of sleepwalking, and how dangerous is sleepwalking?
Okay, there are different stages of sleep, although this is not my field, but I have an idea of it. There are different stages of sleep that you get to. There's one that we call the rapid eye movement stage. It's called the REM stage.
Okay.
At that stage, a lot of things can happen. That's when people have issues like sleep. People have sleepwalking. Yes. When you get to that point, you now start wanting to act out your dreams. That's what sleepwalking is. They want to act out their dreams. It's not a medical condition, though.
Okay.
It's not a medical condition.
What kind of condition is that?
It's just a normal thing that people outgrow it and people don't. Some people do and some people don't.
So it's not due to sleep deprivation?
No. In fact, this sleep paralysis, this sleepwalking stuff is it happens to people that like sleep, that sleep more. Like if you check it, you see people that actually explore the world of sleep. Now their body is too comfortable with this world. They want to now act out this thing that they are seeing. Yes, sleepwalking is acting out your sleep.
Then how about sleep paralysis? Sleep
paralysis is a stage whereby your body has not fully, because you know one thing about your body is a machine, I told you. So there's a chemical that the body releases, that the brain releases when you get to the rapid eye movement stage. That stage between you have not actually slept, but from that not actually slept and the deep hole of sleep. Why the brain releases that hormone into your body is so that your body will become, you will not act out your dreams.
Okay.
You will not mistakenly harm yourself in your dreams. So it releases that that thing into your body so that the whole body will become paralyzed. But sometimes we wake up when the brain has released that.
Okay, now I need you to come back. Take it slowly now.
Please, I'm trying to use the layman terms so that everybody will understand.
Yes.
There's a particular chemical the brain releases when we sleep. And the function of that chemical is to make it possible, it paralyzes our body so that we don't act out our dreams.
Okay.
But this question you asked now,
sleep
paralysis occurs when we wake up.
In between
that period or slightly after the brain has released this chemical
or whatever.
You now wake up, you now see that you are not moving your body, you will not be shouting Jesus.
Jesus. They are pressing me.
But let's not deny the fact that there is a spiritual undertone to that. But we are giving you the medical the explanation of that. Yes. Sometimes that happened to me before. And it happens when you are always very, very stressed. You are overly stressed. That's the one that happens, not even sleepwalking. Sleepwalking happens when you lie sleep too much or when you sleep too much. So sleep paralysis occurs mostly to people that are not always good with sleeping, that tend to wake up even before they have slept. There are people that struggle to sleep.
Okay.
It happens. That's
Does
happened
those
to
that have
me.
insomnia?
Yes, and so insomnia is loss of sleep. There are people that have they struggle to sleep. Like you now, if you hit the bed, I can beat my chest like in 10-15 minutes. You're already sleeping or dreaming.
Who, me?
Mm.
You're wrong.
You look like a sleeper.
I don't sleep. Funny enough.
Okay, but there are people that 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, they are still trying to look
That's
for
where
what
we
to make
fall.
them sleep. Oh, it's not good.
What's the solution? Because I mean, when it comes to sleep, I'm not. Even though the Bible says He has given sleep to His beloved, I don't know if me I'm not His beloved anymore. I don't understand. But sleep, me and sleep, we have a small relationship
Well,
problem.
you mentioned the Bible now. The Bible says He gives sleep to His beloved. Well, you didn't decide that He said there's no sleep for the wicked. Maybe you are wicked.
Are you a doctor again? Oh no! I have just shot fired. We're going on a break. I can't take this. We're going on a break.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live. Caesar Radio.
On Facebook, it's Rapid FM Umahia. On Instagram, it's official Rapid FM. And on X, it is Rapid FM 965. Tune in to Rapid 96.5 FM or listen to us live on our website at www.rapidfm965.com or radiogarden.com. Better yet, get our mobile app from the Google Play Store. Catch the pulse of the Southeast on Rapid 96.5 FM, the sound of your city.
Hey, Oyanam, all Caesar Radio.
All right, welcome back. We're still right here with Dr. Tosin, who's he just gave me a very huge nuclear weapon. Bomb. Poof. Right here. I'm still staggering. It's okay. So you're saying that, I mean, somebody somewhere has gotten the definition of sleep paralysis, and instead of screaming blood of Jesus when that happens, what can make a person wake up? Like
Just relax yourself. Or go back to sleep. Just relax yourself.
How?
That's what I was trying to say. It happened to me, and I woke up and I was like, I couldn't even move my head. It was just my eyeballs. I just told guy, calm down. Remember, you know what you know.
You're a doctor, don't forget that.
So I just had to remind myself I know these things, and then I slept off. I just relaxed myself. Next thing I woke up in the morning.
And that's it.
That's it.
Okay. All right. So I want us to finish everything about sleep before we move on to a question that a mother actually, asked me one time, and I didn't exactly have answers to that. But I'm going to ask you. But let's finish up with sleep. So because sleep, a lot of people this day and time, a lot of people have issues with sleep due to everybody. For people who are in Lagos, for example, you wake up very early, you go back, you go to work, you enter traffic again, you're so tired, and then you can't even find sleep. Before you know, in the morning again, you're already out, and you're just the cycle continues like that. So people don't really get to sleep that much because people want to hustle. Hear words like sleep is for the weak. She gets. Now who they lazy, they sleep. And then you have a doctor telling you that your body needs about 7 to how many hours of sleep, for the body to reboot and function well. And then we have you who is saying that your body doesn't necessarily need sleep. It's your brain that needs to sleep.
But it's part of your body.
Exactly. So in this time where people have to hustle to augment their means to survive, how should they be able to just manage this? Because the truth is not everybody has that time to give 7 to 9 hours
Yeah.
to sleep. Let's be realistic.
Yeah. Okay, that's the truth. We can't unless you're a lazy person, especially in this economy, not even Nigerian economy. This inflation we are talking about is all over the world. So the best way and the best thing that we can actually do is to make, first of all, agree. We have to agree to disagree that we cannot give the body 7 to 9 hours sleep. That's what I've already told myself. So what I do is that at least if you can maintain 3 to 4 hours of good sleep,
In the day or night? If
when
can
you have
join
your
mix
sleeping
it.
time, your sleeping time depends.
Okay.
It depends. Like me, I just got a job with a company in the UK. I have to work from 2 a.m. in the morning till 6 a.m. So you can imagine. So now I've already told myself, okay, I have to look for another time of sleep. And you understand? So that's one of the things you need to do. Look for a time of sleep. The night is not only meant for sleeping. There are people that is their work time. So look for a time of sleep, at least 3 to 4 hours of sleep. If you can maintain that, then that will be good for you. And also, there's an important part of the Japanese and the Chinese economy. There's something they have initiated into their finance and their business industry, which is power nap. We don't do that here. We don't accept that here in Africa. Power nap. What is power nap? You can look for a time of the day, even if it's just 45 or 30 minutes, that you can just look for somewhere and sleep. Might be if you are permitted at your place of at your desk, your table, you can do that, and you will see the effect of that power nap. That's 20 to 30 minutes sleep. It will be as if you just went to take your bath and that is to tell you that your brain needs even more sleep. You see that you are refreshed, you are renewed. Just that power nap. If you can do that, since you know you don't have 9 hours anymore,
To sleep,
so
okay?
you just look for if 4 hours is what you can get daily, give yourself, make sure that you don't take away that 4 hours. Then give yourself that 4 hours, then look for a time of the day again that you always be giving yourself power naps. If you can do 2 power naps in the whole of the 24 hours, that will be very good for you.
Okay, so you got it. As much as possible, give yourself a reason and a time to sleep. What's the reason to sleep again? Because you need to sleep.
Yeah.
You don't need a special
You
reason.
don't need
Just
a special
sleep
reason.
because you need to sleep. And it could be, so for clarity, your sleep mustn't be at night, since depending on your schedule,
Depend on your
you can
schedule.
have it in the daytime if that is where you fit in mostly. Sleep, try they sleep. All right. So let's come on to that question. So a woman asked me a question regarding to her kid bedwetting. Yeah. What's the ideal age to stop bedwetting? And okay, so I have this question of bedwetting in 2 ways. The one for the kids. One is the ideal age for a child to stop bedwetting, and then the second one is an adult who bedwets. What's the possible problem, reason, and solution?
Okay. For a child, I think it depends on the size of the bladder. The bladder is this sac that holds the urine. You are just asking questions that pertain to my life. Okay. I, as a person, whether a baby or an adult, I stopped bedwetting, I think about 12 years. Or more than that. I think I was already playing with my mates, and it was already a shame for me to mention that I was bedwetting. So you can know how late it was already.
Wow. Yeah.
So depends on the size of the bladder that matters. Like me, even till now, I know I have a very small bladder. Like if the weather is cold and my AC is on, I can urinate 5 times in the night before I wake up. I cannot boast of 2 straight hours of sleep without waking up twice or once. Sometimes even 30 minutes I will be up. I'll go and urinate. So you cannot talk about the size of a child. It matters on the size of the age of the child. It matters on the size of the bladder. And if the child has a big bladder, you can say 7-8 years, the bladder can take enough urine, and the muscles that's holding the bladder is strong. But if it's not strong, you can urinate very early. So it doesn't matter the age, but at least before 10 years, the child should have stopped
Stop bedwetting.
bedwetting. Then after 10 years, that is when you now have a special condition that this child.
What could be the condition?
Probably the muscles holding the bladder is not actually very firm, or the bladder is not even holding.
Nothing is holding it.
Not even holding it. No, there is a sac. So there are muscles around the sac that are making sure it's firm. So if the muscles are not actually very, very strong, you can actually, once there's any little, it
will pour out from your,
yes,
and even if you're sleeping, it just, you can't control it.
Yes.
So how about for an adult? An adult who bedwet?
And if you go for medical procedures, there are procedures to that, and I don't want to mention the spiritual part of it, but medically we are sticking to the medical part. You should go for medical solution. Yes, there are procedures. Either you want to be operated, you want to go for physiotherapy, but physiotherapy is always the best, better than taking pills. Yeah.
And when you say physiotherapy, like
there are measures like you can start doing some exercise like the hold back technique for men, whereby you don't urinate until you feel like urinating, and when you go to urinate, you urinate a little bit, you hold it.
Isn't that not healthy?
You hold it. You are going to urinate all, but you are just trying to work on some muscles. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And that works.
It works. Yes.
Okay. So I think I've been able to answer some questions or ask you, and you answered some questions regarding to some of the things that you face occasionally and daily regarding to your health. You should tell me thank you, or you should tell doctor thank you. Yes.
You tell Nigeria thank you.
So, doctor, as we wrap up, we have been talking about the importance of checking your health and some of these little questions that popped up in between. Yes, I remember one now. One last question. What is the reason why a person wakes up abruptly in the middle of the night? Like, wakes up and it's almost like your heart jumps, like, regularly.
I can't medically answer that, but I think, it depends on the type of activity the person has gone through the day. Maybe the brain is playing out these things. You know, when you sleep, that's when this one wants to wake up and start exploring. Your brain is actually trying to check up how your day went. So maybe something startled it that might not get your attention. Let me explain this in a more explainable way. Have you seen, do you know that most music videos you see, there are some images you will not see, but it was actually shown on that. Where do you think your dreams come from? Your dreams are things that you have seen, but you don't know that you have seen them. Some of them you know. Some of them are stored in your subconscious. So what happens now when you are now asleep, all these things, they now play out. So you might play out one that is not pleasing to you, then you get startled. And when you get startled,
you wake up.
That is not actually a medical thing that you say maybe the blood is not flowing properly, or no. That's a different.
And that makes your heart
beat faster.
Yes, when it happens.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you. Maybe the person is having a scary dream that he doesn't remember. Something just played out in his dream world. But if it's something that occurs more than 5 to 6 times in a week, then you should see a doctor.
Okay. All right. So I think we're done with the questions this beautiful morning. Thank you so much, Dr. Tosin.
Thank you very much
for giving us your time and for answering our many, many questions. I don't want to ask any spiritual question. I don't want to ask your own personal checkup lifestyle.
I'm not holding you from asking.
You say you're not holding me. You see. But we'll leave it for another time. Thank you so much. Let me give you my usual high five. We do hope that you're ready to do all the checks for me, because I want to check everywhere. Like my wrist, my vein, everything has to be checked, because I mean it's already 6 months now. From this is April. And
we are advising also, sorry to cut you short, I don't do this normally, that every home or every organization where you have 5 or 6 adults, you should have a monitor. There's a new BP monitor now in the market that can check your blood pressure and your blood sugar together without you having to spill blood. There's a company I know that do that also. So have it at home. You can just buy it and keep it in the house. So you know, there are so many. Just on your own, check the importance, the health importance of regular checkup. There are things that can come into your body, and once you notice them on time, you can prevent a lot of illnesses. And it's even cheaper to prevent than to cure to manage.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Tosin, for having this conversation with us. And I do hope that our viewers have been able to learn a thing or two, and they will prioritize their health after now. And that's the much we can take on the show this beautiful morning. Thank you guys for staying with me from 7 up until now. I'm sure you've learned, unlearned, relearned a lot of things. And by extension, thank you so much for staying with me from Monday up until Friday. It's the end of the week. Yippee! And I'm so excited because I won't see your face up until Monday. And I'm going to miss you. Hope you're going to miss me too. But if you miss me too much, just go on our social media platform and recap all the things that we shared with you over the week. They are all available on our YouTube page. So go to YouTube, Official Rapid TV, subscribe and watch the highlights of all of the conversations that we've had from Monday down to today. And also had Dr. Tosin's interview as well on our YouTube. So you can also go back there and watch and see what you need to remind yourself. We are on Facebook, we're on Instagram, and we're also on X. So you can always tweet at us. You can ask us any question, anything you want us to talk about. We're there to answer you. I will see you on Monday morning, bright and early. Don't forget, my name is Cynthia Agbo, the same name across all platforms. I love you. Be good to yourself.